Hey you guys, I'm Phil Town from Rule 1 Investing, and today I want to discuss something that's incredibly important for young people, and that is the best strategies for investing when you're in your 20s. Hey, are you ready to master the Rule 1 strategy? You guys, join me in my coaching team. We've got a 3-day online workshop where you're going to become a Warren Buffett-style investor with our top-rated education. Spots are limited, so scan the QR code on the screen right now and sign up today. When it comes to investing, the earlier you begin, the better off you'll be. No one questions that. I really wish somebody told me this when I was in my 20s. I just had no idea that compounding was such an incredible thing. Of course, in my 20s, I was also making about $4,000 a year. So maybe I would have done something with it, maybe not, but I should have. And here's an example. Would you rather I gave you $100,000 right now or 1 cent right now and double that 1 cent every day for a month? Now think about that for a second. You can have 100 grand, or I'll give you a penny and I'll double it every day for 31 days. Now, compounding builds that penny into $21 million on the 31st day. So if you decided you want the penny, you got that one right. Compounding is so powerful that when you take advantage of it, when you invest, your investments grow your money for you. You don't do anything. You just sit there with that seed that you planted, and that growth accelerates over time. And this means that someone who starts investing, just a few years earlier could accumulate really massively more wealth by retirement than somebody who waits longer. So if you're in your 20s and you're eager to jumpstart your investing journey, then here are some key steps to help you get ahead. Step number 1, just pay off that high interest rate debt, you guys. That's the first step to get control of your cash. And it's the first step to make sure you're in some kind of financial position that allows you to invest. So one of the key considerations here is you pay down high interest debt because that high interest rate is also compounding. It grows exponentially also, just like compound interest on your investments. The problem is that the debt, the power of compounding is working against you. And that is going to keep you poor your entire life. Now get this crazy number. Warren Buffett and people who invest like him compound money at something like 20% a year. Now Buffett became one of the richest people in the world through compounding at just over that 20% number. Guess what the average credit card interest rate in America currently is? Yeah, you guessed it. It's above 20%, 22.6 to be precise. And if you have credit cards, man, you are going backwards financially faster than Warren Buffett went forwards. Student debt, by the way, is another secret killer. About 25% of US adults under the age of 40 are carrying student loan debt with interest rates up to 17%. If your student debt is over 10% interest rate, it definitely makes financial sense to put more of your paycheck toward paying that off rather than investing in stocks. Step number 2, you gotta learn how to invest properly, you guys. Just throwing your money into the market is okay, and we'll talk about that, but this is one of the most important things to do in your 20s. You gotta figure out how investing works. The good news is it's really simple. In fact, really good investing, you can learn all you need to know in 3 days. It is not a game that requires a high IQ. This isn't where people on Wall Street who graduated from Harvard do better than people on Main Street. What it requires, based on my 40 years of experience, is the discipline to do nothing most of the time. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Warren Buffett described our style of investing as laziness bordering on sloth. Now, this style of investing is called Rule 1 investing. That comes from Warren Buffett saying there are really only 2 rules of investing. Rule number 1, don't lose money. And rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. That rule comes from Warren Buffett's teacher, Ben Graham, the first hedge fund manager, who passed it on to Buffett, Munger, other professional investors like Guy Spear, Monish Pabrai, me. And I've taught thousands of students this method since then. I said it's simple. You're going to be looking for just 4 things. You look for companies that you understand, make sure they've got a big moat, make sure you trust the management, and buy them when they're cheap. And then one last thing, you hold them for the long term. Lee Lu, one of the greatest investors in the world, an incredible investor from China who's been compounding money at over 30% a year for 2 decades. He said his research found that this one strategy that I'm just teaching you now, this one strategy has created more millionaires and billionaires than any other form of investing. So think of that. If you're in your 20s, just by watching this video, you're already ahead because you discovered this strategy early, and now you've got 40 plus years to let it really work its magic. Now, how do you learn how to do this? Well, there's plenty of books on Warren Buffett, Ben Graham, Charlie Munger, Guy Spears written a book, Manesh Babrai's written a book. I've written 3 of them, all of them New York Times bestsellers. So read them and read Buffett's annual letters. Or if you really want to take a rocket ship to learn exactly how to implement the strategy yourself, feel free to join me at our online workshop where I and my team of Rule 1 coaches are happy to teach you how to implement the Rule 1 strategy in just 3 days. And by the way, we'll do that for the cost of a cheap pair of sneakers. Details can be found in the description and pinned comment, and our next workshop is coming up soon. So the spots really do go quickly, so please check that out if you're interested. Now, step number 3, get into a retirement account. If you're in your 20s, it's very important to get yourself some form of a retirement account because you get some really important benefits from the government that help you build wealth over time. One example of this is that most employers offer a 401k. Most of you have heard of that. But your investment options are usually limited to mutual funds in a 401k, and those funds are going to charge you for managing your money. And you're going to find out really that's not the best idea because they're going to give you a mediocre compounded rate of return and you have no control. Now, those are okay if you don't know what you're doing, and if your employer offers to match what you put in, then great, take it. You should probably do that. But for people who know how to invest, for our students, for example, there are better ideas. My favorite is a Roth IRA. There's 2 kinds of IRA, a traditional IRA and a Roth. Now, the traditional IRA, they take the money before you pay taxes on it into the IRA account, but you pay taxes on the gains when you start taking the money out in retirement. The Roth IRA is the opposite of that. This is the way to go in your 20s and keep putting money into your Roth IRA until you start making a high income. If you're not in a high tax bracket, the Roth is great because you pay your taxes up front in a low tax bracket or no tax bracket, and then load as much as you can into the Roth as they will let you. Right now, it's about $7,000 if you're in your 20s. Now invest it, compound it, and here's the great thing. You never pay taxes on the compounded growth. Peter Thiel, an early investor in PayPal and Facebook, he's a billionaire, put $2,000 into a Roth IRA early on in his investing career, and he compounded it into a fortune. He did that by using the money in his Roth to buy shares of startup companies at a penny a share or less. And those shares went into the Roth IRA, and some of those companies did really, really well. His Roth is now worth over $5 billion, and he will never pay a penny of tax on all of that. So guys, get your Roth started now. You can also do the traditional IRA, of course. Absolutely cool. It's great. And as you make higher income, you're going to want to open up one of those. Now, when you get older and start your own business, I think you should look into setting up a cash balance plan. This is like a traditional IRA, except there's almost no limits to how much you can put in tax-free. It's not uncommon for business owners to park as much as $500,000 in a year pre-tax into one of those things. So check that out as you get your career rolling. Now, for right now, if I was in my 20s and expected my income and tax bracket to rise as I build my career, I'd do a Roth while I'm in a lower tax bracket and get my investment money working tax-free. I'd really like to build that to at least $4 million in my Roth by the time I retire. And the great thing is that I'll be able to take it out in retirement without paying any taxes on any of it. Now, step 4, create a budget and save. Although budgeting is something I admittedly struggle with, terrible at it, it's an essential part of successful investing for most people, particularly when you're young. When you're young, you don't earn much, and you're going to spend every penny really easily on things you think you need. But each dollar earned is super valuable thanks to the time value of money. So think about this. $1 invested by other people for 40 years, right? Sticking it into an S&P 500 index or something, You put it in for 40 years, $1. Compounded, it's likely to grow to be about $15 by the time you retire. Now, if you scrimp and save $1,000 to put toward your investment this year, then you could count on having like $15,000 from that first $1,000 when you retire. Now, if you learn how to invest and you can achieve a 15% return, that same $1,000 could be worth $267,000 or more by your retirement. That's almost 20 times more money to enjoy in your life later on. Now, you do that for just two things, right? The discipline to save $1,000 and the knowledge on how to invest it properly. And discipline is the key here. The knowledge is easy, you guys. This is simple. But the discipline is the key. Live on less than you make, and you pay yourself first. This is such a super powerful thing. Automatically send a portion of each paycheck right off the top to your Roth account before spending anything. You do that and learn to invest, and then let those dollars compound over time. The money that you invest today will be turned into millions later in life. Now, step 5, promise yourself. Promise yourself something. Goals, great idea, but goals are like intentions. They're good intentions, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Why? Because a goal doesn't commit us, and without commitment, great things cannot happen. So make a promise to yourself, a promise that you will achieve financial independence in 5 years or something like that. That's what I did. When you commit, when you are ready to burn the ships to do this, you will find help in ways you cannot imagine. It's like nature starts to organize to help you achieve what you fully committed to. So commit to this, you guys. Start by promising yourself that you will achieve a certain amount of capital by a certain age. Let's say age 35. Assume that you're going to learn how to invest. Set your compounding rate at 15%. Now, this is the rate a good investor can achieve long term. And work backwards to determine how much you need to save each month to make that promise come true by age 35. So let's do some math. You make a promise yourself, I'm going to save 10% of my income every month, and that you'll learn to invest to make 15% on it annually. So let's say you do that. And let's say you're making $60,000 a year. That's $5,000 a month. You pay yourself first 10%. That's $500 right off the top of your check. You invest that. You keep your promise. 10 years later, you've saved $60,000. But after you've invested, you have $140,000 in your investing account. Now you keep that up, and you're going to have $15 million when you retire. $15 million. All right? Now, step 6. Start now. Compounding is exponential. That means like a hockey stick, it goes like this. Now, in the last few years, it's where you really cash in. And the sooner you start, the bigger those years are going to be in retirement. This is the payout from delayed gratification. If you spend money now, you get yourself the new iPhone every time it comes out that you don't really need, in 30 years, you could have been sitting on $1 million instead of that thing. And the moral of the story is this. A promise to yourself today can lead to a massive financial reward in the future. You're in an unbelievable position if you're in your 20s. Man, just don't waste it. So here's the truth. Your path to wealth can start now. Invest early, pay off that debt, take advantage of retirement accounts like a Roth IRA, build your discipline and knowledge, save consistently, and keep learning and keep committing to a long-term growth. The money you invest now will compound over time and set you up for financial freedom later. Now, before I sign off, if you're someone who's looking to take the next step and you want to learn proper Rule 1 strategy from me and my team, I would absolutely love it if you join me at our upcoming workshop. I teach for 3 days entirely online. We go through everything you need to know to become a solid Rule 1 investor like Warren and Charlie and me. We have over 25,000 graduates who will tell you this is simply the best education on investing in the world, and we have the Net Promoter Scores to prove it, averaging 82. That's better than Harvard or Yale MBA programs. Now, please check out the links in the description and pinned comment to learn more. And you guys, I would love to see you there. Apart from that, thanks for watching. Now go play.